Yeah, welcome back to the firehouse for some more firehouse reasoning. In this reasoning, I'm going to be looking at a thing that me and my sister was reasoning about, you know. The oppressed and the oppressors. And I suppose I say there's another way through this as well. There's a third way. You have the oppressed and the oppressors. But you also have a way that you could progress, you know, in between, I say. But that's how the planet is. No matter where you are as a being on this planet, you are going to find that you are either in one of these categories. You are either going to be assisting the oppressors who oppress. You see what I mean? But it's funnily enough, you know, both the oppressor and the oppressed, I say, are in ignorance of who they really are. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, one should not be an oppressor, and neither should one allow oneself to be oppressed. You see what I mean? Because in a lot of the cases, well, in the majority of the cases, the oppressed are granting the oppressors the right to oppress them, if you know what I mean. You know, they are actually in agreement with being oppressed then, and think that to be oppressed is a natural state of life then, as it was, you know what I mean? Because there is in the way of seeing things, there is a natural hierarchy. You see what I mean? So there is nothing wrong with we taking orders then, as it was, from those who is have a superior type of being to us. Maybe that is how they are reasoning, I don't know. You know what I mean? But whatever way the reasoning, like I say, both beings now end up blind. You see what I mean? Because neither the oppressor nor the oppressed is using their intelligence. Because like I say, one should not be an oppressor, and neither should one allow oneself to be oppressed. You know what I mean? But the funny thing now with oppression, like I say, it's a difficult subject. Because people are being oppressed in ways that they are not aware of then. That this is a form of oppression, you know what I mean? And that this is not the way of life or how one should live, and that there is no freedom of choice when one is under oppression, really, you know. One is more or less following the will of the oppressor. And like I'm saying, it's a funny thing, because I'm saying the oppressor is blind, and the oppressor is also blind. You know what I mean? The other way out of the thing now, like I'm saying, is the being who is trying to make progress. Like I say, the progressor. You see what I mean? The progressor is one now who is not an aggressor, and no one can suppress that one either, if you know what I mean. Because now this one is operating his own faculties. You see what I mean? But the average being, going back into the oppressors as well, you find out that the oppressors in every form of life is always in the minority, suppressing a majority, if you know what I mean. So you will find out then that if we look at it planetary wise, there is a small minority of beings who are suppressing the great majority of mankind, with the agreement of the great majority of mankind as well. You see what I mean? Because they've bought into the idea of the that the suppressor is selling them then, if you know what I mean. Because he's selling them a way of life. I say selling them democracy. You know what I mean? Which, of course, democracy, like I say, is total hypocrisy. You know what I mean? And to buy into such system is going to suppress one's soul, keeping one in ignorance. You know what I mean? The oppressor does use things like religion, you know what I mean? Government and all these kind of things to keep one in ignorance, you know what I mean? Education, like I say, you can be suppressed without even realizing that you are suppressed, because you are under the terms of your suppression. Then you deem yourself to be successful within the system of suppression. You know what I mean? So you might not even be aware that what is happening to you is a form of suppression, and that you are not suppression, oppression. these words interlink so much they can, you know. But yeah, oppression. It's oppression and the oppressors and the oppressed. And like I'm saying, both of these means are blind, you know. You see what I mean? The oppressors then, as an example, is chiefly a man of knowledge. You see what I mean? And the man of knowledge, you know, like I say, you know, it's a funny thing as well. Because knowledge is a good thing. But the thing with knowledge now, it should never walk on its own. Knowledge should always walk with wisdom. But it so happens now that when you are oppressing people, because no man of wisdom would oppress anyone, you know what I mean? So the oppressor now is a man of knowledge who lack wisdom. You see what I mean? So whatever knowledge he acquires, he's acquiring it without wisdom. Let me see what I mean. And if you do that, well, say you was building a house then, and you build it on knowledge alone as an example, without the wisdom that you should build it on a firm foundation, sooner or later your house is going to come crumbling down. It's just a natural thing, isn't it? You can't do nothing right. So the man of knowledge has created this situation that you see here on earth now, where knowledge is king. You see? And these men now are using knowledge to oppress. You see what I mean? But because knowledge has gone wild now, like I say, because without wisdom it's not reasonable, is it? It can't, you know, it can't be rational as it was then. So it turns out then that you're going to have chaos all over the earth. You see what I mean? Because Mr. Knowledge now, like I've told you, have gone blind. And is using knowledge to oppress. You see what I mean? The masses. You see what I mean? Because Mr. Knowledge is a man, you know, like I tell you, he is not reasonable. So if you should approach him with reason, he's going to reach for his gun. You see what I mean? Because he's working off what I call just brute force without any reason. So he's going to resort to violence. You see what I mean? To hold his status quo. So you will find out that all around the planet he's got those who he's oppressing, well trained to it's funny, you know. The people that he's oppressing, he's trained them, well, some of them anyway, the police and the army, to protect his system of oppression. You see what I mean? And these people, like I say, well, They prove it over and over. They will die for this system of oppression and to uphold the ways of their own oppression. You see what I mean? But why would a soul, like I say, why would a soul want to oppress? And then why would a soul accept oppression? These two then. Well, this happens when I'm saying then when both souls are making the wrong choice. You see what I mean? Because we have positive and negative in life and we have a choice. And it so happens, like I've told people over and over, if you are choosing the negative over the positive, you are going to be blind. And any decision you make after that, well, you know, it cannot be right. You see what I mean? Because if you make the negative choice, it's like you cannot enter the field of what we would call then progress. You know, you are either going to be an oppressor or fall under the oppressed. You see what I mean? Because you won't be able to see. You see what I mean? Because the oppressor is a blind man, like I tell you. No being would oppress another being if they could see and know who they are. You see what I mean? And if you could see and know who you are, no one could oppress you. You know? Or you could be, say, agreeing with their oppression then, you know what I mean? It's like they're telling the people as an example that they're dealing with democracy. So you go and you vote for this, whoever you are in whatever country, and then your government is carrying out all kind of things that you don't even know about. You see what I mean? So you are party to that because you give your consent. You see what I mean? So you are giving consent to your own oppression. Physically and mentally, these people get oppressed and accept it as well, you know. You know what I mean? Those who divide you, which is I say it is the oppressors then. And chiefly the man of knowledge. I like to call him the man of knowledge. Because I say it was, I don't know what time race was introduced to planet Earth. It can't be that long ago. When they first decided that men was black and white. I reckon man was living on the planet for thousands of years. Before they finally, whoever the clever scientist was, a man of knowledge. So I reckon it's someone here in Europe somewhere. It's got to be. Who finally decide that, hey, watch here, man. The best way to control people, divide and rule then. That's what I call it, a classic. And the race one is a classic one. Because God's creation is in oneness, but the oneness is in diversity. It's easy to convince a human being that the body is a person, or the person is the body, so that you can point at the body and say, well, that's a white body, or that's a black body, so that person is white. You know what I mean? Because if your intelligence is not awake, you're not going to know that it's a spirit that is in the body. Are you? And if you are under oppression, of course you're going to believe the bullshit that they tell you, that you are black men and white men and China men and all, whatever men, you know what I mean? You are going to believe it because your mind is oppressed. You know? Maybe by, I don't know what oppressing the mind, you know, because there's various ways that the oppressor used. Maybe he come the religious way. You see, maybe it was the education way. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe it's movies, games. I don't know, all kind of thing can be used in it. Maybe he used alcohol in it. Maybe it was drugs or whatever. No, sex, I don't know. what it is that hold people's mind into this. Either they are willing to join the aggressors, you know, and use the aggression to suppress. And I don't know, you know, why the suppress accept this. You know what? Well, I know why they accept it, like I said, because both sets of beings are blind in it. Because they don't know themselves. You see what I mean? That's why they divide themselves. Divide and rule. That's what it's called. You know what I mean? There is no such thing like a keep repeating. It's, well, to me anyway, it's just stupid. And you have enough people who they claim are intellectually clever and smart, who are not able, like I say, to see that everyone is one. Why are they not able to see it? Oh yes, the great men of knowledge. They've been to the greatest outside educational facilities that they have to acquire knowledge. You see what I mean? And I'm not saying that they're not very clever when it comes to knowledge. They are. But here you have a man now who is clever about things outside himself and know nothing about inside himself. The man of knowledge is so stupid, I say. Well, that's another knowledge. I see them have some place under the mountain in Switzerland. Last year, or the year before, I see them jumping, clapping, that they discovered the God particle. Because they have some machine up there, you know, sending around something at some ridiculous speed to collide. So they're looking for the God particle. All this time, God is within man. Simple thing, innit? And you are running out doing all kind of things. You see what I mean? But the man of knowledge, like I say, because one thing about Mr. Knowledge, because it's Mr. Knowledge that is the when knowledge go away from wisdom, it uses knowledge to oppress. So Mr. Knowledge is Mr. Knowledge who is chiefly the oppressor. You see what I mean? Because knowledge is now ruling. You know, it's like, or you can look at it all even another ways. The mind is ruling rather than the spirit. And the mind have no light. You know what I mean? But I'm going to use Mr. Knowledge. You know what I mean? Who now don't have no light now. And he's using his knowledge to suppress the masses. You see what I mean? Telling them that they are black and they are white and we divide them, feed them all kind of outer form of religion that will keep them, you know. We are being kept here on earth by the oppressors, like how people farm animals. When we are not anywhere, we are not supposed to be. We all have the freedom to choose and decide, innit? But that's not what is going on here. You see what I mean? That's why people say life is an illusion. It's not an illusion, it's real. It's only an illusion because the men of knowledge, chiefly, are deceiving you. You see what I mean? What you think is intelligent, you know, what you call your greatest scientist on earth, I don't know, maybe they discovered the electric light or whatever, you know. Nothing wrong with that. But when you actually check these beings out themselves, they never know who they are. Why didn't they know who they are? Because they just pursue knowledge. And when they was pursuing knowledge, never do it with any morality within them either. You see what I mean? So those are just those beings have no idea what I say what intelligence is. You see what I mean? Because no intelligent being can be oppressed. I would be an oppressor. You see what I mean? So if one is an oppressor, that means one is lacking light, and if one is getting oppressed, that means one is still lacking light. So none of these energies can progress within the ways of understanding, I say. You see what I mean? You can't move forward until you see through the what I call the disguise of the oppressors then, you know what I mean? Which you should be plain to see in this time. Yeah, because they've elevated themselves so high up now, they are now calling themselves the elite. You see what I mean? And the elite now, the few elite around the world. Because whatever country, no matter how poor the country is, they have an elite. You know? There's always a few sitting at the top who, no matter what is going on in that country, it don't affect them. You see what I mean? I have a little bank accounts in Switzerland. Where these beings like to store the paper or the metal. I don't know what ignorant people are hiding in the dark. Because whatever you're hiding, you'll be leaving it here. You know what I mean? This earth is like not like it is. You're just passing through. You're in transit. You see what I mean? Of course, you're not going to know this if you are a man of knowledge, or if you are letting the man of knowledge suppress you with his knowledge. You know what I mean? Baffle you. You know? And you are admiring his achievement and thinking him great. You see what I mean? Because you know the man of knowledge, like I say, he like to hand out awards, you know? And then next minute you are called Sir. See what I mean? Very important now. And then all those people who you are suppressing now look up to this man who you call Sir as a great man. You know what I mean? Great man for what? I don't know. I say maybe make the hi-fi or something. You know what I mean? A man can't be great because he makes some things. You know what I mean? Or because he discover anything knowledgeable. You know what I mean? There's nothing great about that. This is what I say, you know. Greatness and all those things. Greatness, and you hear them going on about wisdom and all this thing. This is what the man of knowledge go on about. You know? And if you say if anybody make anything, he's quick to reward their ego and flattery with whatever, you know what I mean? But anyone who knows the internal way a man cannot be great. You can't be better than another being, you know what I mean? You can't have no any truth that is going to make you superior and better than another being, innit? You see the sun in the sky shining. When it is shining, like it just shines light for all, innit? You don't think it's thinking, oh, I like this man here better, you know? Well, no, it's just shining light. You see what I mean? So it's the same thing when one knows truth. It's just truth. You can't be great. You can't be better than nobody. Because that's what truth is showing you, that you're not better than anybody. You're just a somebody, you know what I mean? There's nothing better about you. You can't be no better. You see what I mean? So you wouldn't find anyone who knows then, as an example, thinking that they are wise. Because there's nothing wise about knowing. You see what I mean? You can't say just because you know that I say you are wise. Because wiseness is just like walking, innit? So everybody can walk. So if everybody can walk, why would anyone want to think there is some cleverness in walking? You see what I mean? It's only in the minds of what we call them? Call him Mr. Man of Knowledge. You see what I mean? And the man who is allowing himself now to be suppressed by this man of knowledge. You see what I mean? The great masses who are under mental slavery, I say. Because it's a mental thing, innit? Yeah, it affects man physically as well still, you know what I mean? But most of it is done mentally, you see what I mean? Because the mind is being kept a prisoner. You see what I mean? So it cannot understand certain things. So it is fed with all these religion, games, races, nationalism. You see what I mean? All these kind of things are piling and juicing to the mind now, and this will confuse the mind then, as an example, and make it easier for the elite to rule over. You see what I mean? And then it's harder and harder for these now to see the game, because they will be busy arguing with each other, you know, either about race and this and that and different, but you know, and every so often the elite will trigger a little war and let them, you know what I mean, a little different religion, and you see what I mean. But the elite, or the man of knowledge, he's the one who created all the religion and give it to you, you know. And he give it to you for a reason, to divide and separate you and have you arguing. You know, see what I mean? Yeah. So all that is part of his game. The man at the elite, I say the souls up in the 8th level who operate this game. They don't care whether you want to say you are Christian or Islam or whatever. You know? As long as you are going to your churches, your mosque and all on the outside, they know that you will never really know who you are, because you know they fed you that, and you are swallowing it up. So you are bound, your mind is bound to be suppressed. You see what I mean? It's like I see, say in England here, people are, you know, they're getting heated up about immigrants coming in the country. But what they don't know, because they can't stop immigrants coming in, they're just normal people. The people who can are not doing it. They're letting immigrants in. Why? More and more. Because they know that when immigrants come in, they can't come and live where they live, can they? They can't afford it. They're going to live. They are going to live amongst the poor, what they would call whites then. And then this can help to stir up racism then, you know. And then that is good for them. Because then they rule over you idiots better, innit? While you're arguing with each other and all the hate between you, you know. Because they create the race in the first place, innit? For these exact reasons. You see what I mean? So all this racism and all that's going on, all that is good for business, as far as the elite is concerned. Because now, you know, they know that the mind will not rise to any level to challenge them when all this is going on. If you know what I mean. So yes, the elite are those who govern you. Yeah, they feed you all this, you know. I mean, I've seen, say, take the main 3 religions. Say, have what they call Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It's like you can see if you really track those 3 carefully, you can see that it's as if it's the same man who devised the plan then. You see what I mean? With this game. First you have this man saying, I think they said the Jew man is the first man, yeah. So him write off a book now, him claim anyway that God says that he was the chosen one then. This is the man of knowledge, you know. So the man of knowledge write down and say, okay then, God says I was the chosen one and blah, I can do this and blah blah that, you know. Then this man and then no. Him writing in book about archangel and certain prophets and things. He was the first to do it. Go on about the prophet and archangel and some more brethren. Then afterwards, it looked like either some disagreement go on in their camp, I don't know. But because them was inclusive then. Some other man farm up a thing then and start say, oh, we are Christian, you know, see me? And boss a thing say, oh, this brethren you call Jesus, you know. Born of the virgin birth and all them things. Well, even at a 2,000 years ago, but even in a them long time, you know, the Jew man them said, I lie you I tell man, no man can born a no virgin birth. But anyway, them carry on with that. But them also take from the Jew man, you know, even though them is now not Jew themselves as them claim. You see what I mean? They take now from him now this idea of the prophets and some archangel and some other brethren and thing. Yeah? After a while now you have this other man come here now, Islam now. Now him is saying no, cause all of them try a little deviation from each other differently, you know see. Him come now and him is saying, okay, Jesus is not the son of God, see? But he's a prophet of God. But him born of a virgin birth then, I grant to the one there. And him also adapt maybe Gabriel and some of the prophets that the Jew man write about, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying now, differently. I say it's not essential to deal with Islam and Christianity. It just deal with the Jew man then. As according to what he's saying that he is God chosen. Now, any man with whose intelligence is awake know that God cannot choose. So this man is a liar. So it finishes, see what I mean? I know people will go on with a whole heap of debate, but they ain't no debate. From you finish the Jew man, the Christian and the Muslim dead. Or if there's some Rasta where I say I hold on to some diluted form of Christianity claiming that Selassie Jesus return, all them dead. Because when we kill the Jew man, the whole of the story finish. Both the Christian and the Muslim, when I say one bullet me use and kill them, I just kill the head boy, boof. See what I mean? Because his story, well, he's a man of knowledge still. But no story cannot go like what he's telling you about God chose him. You know what I mean? No, God never chose anyone. That is just the story of the man of knowledge. And knowledge without wisdom is like I say, is like an exploiter, a plunderer. You see what I mean? A thief, a crook. You know, the knowledge without wisdom is just complete, you know. Dangerous testimony. If knowledge without wisdom, knowledge will destroy everything or kill everybody if it can, you know what I mean? Especially if they try to deny that knowledge is not king. You know what I mean? Because right now knowledge I say, oh, I reign supreme. What God you talking about? You know, see what I mean? I have my scientists them working on the theory there about God and them don't find no God particle yet. You know what I mean? And my scientist is the one that explain the universe. You see what I mean? Because before me and my scientists, there was no intelligence in this universe, you know. No, man. What you saying, man? It's only since me and my scientists start to discover things now that we are, you know, and we discover the Big Bang and hole in the ozone layer and black hole in space, and you know. It's only us who have approached this form of height. Because right now Mr. Knowledge is full of arrogance and pride, you know. I said the man is drunk and ignorant, you know. Fully. You know, and now his oppression, he's really getting aggressive now. With his oppression. He's getting so aggressive that the oppressed, a lot of them now are beginning to feel the boot on their head. That even them are starting to question, you know, the right of this man to be oppressing them in such a way, you know what I mean? They have a thing here now across Europe. I don't, austerity I think they call it. Because in 2008, they said the bankers lose a lot of money. Well, they never lock up any bankers. I think it was only one country that locked them up, Iceland, and send them to prison and whatever. You know what I mean? But all around the rest of the world, they never lock up any bankers. They let them off. But decided to punish the poor people in whatever means. That means putting up the taxes, and in England you're charging your bedroom tax and all kind of to raise money, you know what I mean? So now the poor is really beginning to feel, I say, the pressure of what the elite is putting on his head. So a lot of souls now are beginning to look for an alternative way then out of their misery. And like I'm telling you, there is another way out. It's called progress. Excuse me. Yeah, the other way now, instead of one being oppressed by the oppressor, one can actually make progress. You see what I mean? But for one to make progress now, one have to change one's ways. You know what I mean? When I say you have to change your ways, we live in a world of positive and negative. Now, any being that is doing things that are wrong knows the wrong that they're doing. To escape from mental slavery, you must stop the wrong that you're doing. You see what I mean? Because if you don't stop the wrong that you're doing, you are going to be, both of you are going to be still in the dark there. One being oppressed and the other one being the oppressor. But both of you, like I say, will be in ignorance. You see what I mean? Lost in and because the oppressor, like I say, can make a few planes and cars and things. You see what I mean? It feels to him, or it look to the majority of the oppressed that he know what he is doing, but he doesn't know what he is doing, because a blind man cannot see. You see what I mean? And all around the planet, like I'm telling you, the institution that are set up blindly. You see what I mean? So when you cannot see what you're doing, that means you're operating in ignorance. And knowledge without wisdom is ignorance. You see what I mean? Total. That is the confusion on earth. So if it was in the case, we were supposed to build a house on earth, then imagine life, we human being then this is what we are supposed to build a house. And wherever we can all live peaceful. Well, they attempt at building this house. They've built a house, but the foundation is no good. You see what I mean? But the house is already up, I say, so the house have to collapse. You see what I mean? Because it's not built on firm foundation. Mr. Knowledge cannot build a house. It's like I'm saying, life is an in and an out, a visible and an invisible. Not all buildings are constructed on the out. That's where the man of knowledge like to construct whatever he think he's knowledgeable about in the visible. He doesn't know about constructing anything on the end. You see what I mean? But he doesn't know that if you don't construct anything on the end, or if you don't first construct it on the end, you must have order in for order to be out. If you don't have order within yourself, there'll always be disorder outside. You know, you will project this disorder like throughout there. It shows in you so the chaos in life is showing you the disorder within man, or the disorder within the man of knowledge, the madness within the man of knowledge. You know what I mean? The unreasonableness, the selfishness All the killing and all, whatever you see going on, it's just showing you the brutality, the sickness, the pervertedness of the men of knowledge. That's what I mean. All the laws that you see, I say, operating, who create them? The men of knowledge. You know what I mean? You say, Chief, like I say, you see, you have the Palestinian over there. The only reason why they're suffering so much is because the whole of Europe agree with it, America and everything, because they are the law. They are the international law. They say to Israel tomorrow, you have to stop it or we sanction you. That's it, finish. But they don't want it to finish because they are men of knowledge, they are sickos. They are manufacturing all the guns and equipment and things. All the murder and killing you see around the world is going on. It's by the guns and bombs are made by the man of knowledge. You know what I mean? And you know that certain men on the earth have an advance in knowledge, don't you? I don't have to tell you who are more advanced in knowledge then. You know what I mean? Certain separate beings who separate up themselves into different tribes, calling themselves country. You know what I mean? Take great pride in selling weapons to kill one another around the planet. This is because I'm telling you, the man of knowledge is a sicko, you know. The man of knowledge will develop some weapon that could kill I don't know how many people and have an arms fear and tell you that his GDP has gone up, whatever. You know, and it's a good thing for the country to export weapons to kill other human beings. And the oppressed won't think nothing about this. You know, the oppressed are in, they won't be able to think, you know. In fact, they will actually applaud and say, yeah, well done, you know what I mean? You are making some very good weapon, you know what I mean? At least these weapons, instead of just killing people 10 at a time, you can get rid of them at 100 at a time. You know what I mean? Because the men of knowledge, like I say, take great pride. I have seen the men of knowledge in America there. They says their military budget, killing budget, to kill people, are to arm themselves more so they are more ready to murder more. I forgot how much billion, but they say their money is the amount of money that they spend on military weapon is the greatest in the world. And of course Israel now, who I say is a very racist society, brutal what they do to the, I don't know how we as human beings, all country could support such a thing anyway. That these, because of these European country, Palestine is not recognized as a country then, they don't have any right. I don't know why they would want to do it, but because they are beings of knowledge themselves, you know. And like I say, now there's no sentiment in knowledge those kind of way. They are dealing with brutality and force, racism, and you know what I mean, because they don't know nothing about oneness. You know, I'm just surprised how the people just passively go along with it, you know. You never hear the what them call it, I don't know if it's the European Court or the World Court of Justice, like I say, call on Israel to be prosecuted for anything, or anybody saying, well, we want to go down there and see how much nuclear bomb you have, because you are always going on about Iran, and Iran don't bomb any country. You are always dropping your bomb either in Syria, Lebanon, and when the mood take you and you see enough houses being built in the Gaza, you just blow them all up. You probably kidnap the last 3 kids that was killed down there. You probably kill them yourself as an excuse to go and devastate the Gaza Strip. Because you know, no one here in Europe or in America is going to condemn you as a murderer and a killer. You see, because they are that themselves, they are supporting you. Without them, you couldn't be doing what you're doing. You see what I mean? I don't know how they are going to feel when they will have to pay for this crime. Because no being who is in the heart supporting you can get away with that. Because like I tell you, my master is within all them, if you know what I mean. Have a video camera there called memory to record the action of beings. You know these things if you are on the road of progress, as it was, you know what I mean? When you are in the land of oppression, or you are an oppressor, you can't possibly know these things. You see what I mean? You can only know certain things when you are on the road of progress. You see what I mean? Because the man who is on the road, or the being then who is on the road of progression, is seeing things that the man who is oppressing, or the man who is oppressed and the oppressor cannot see this possible. You see what I mean? Because those souls are in darkness. You see what I mean? So Mr. Knowledge is not really in full understanding of the consequences of his action, if you know what I mean. While he's busy here enjoying the party then, as it was, decorating himself up with the best stone that him can find that come out of the earth. Whether they might call it diamond or some piece of metal still, you know. So while he's here doing all that, and I think him call it power. I don't know what this power trip that he is on anyway. That he's got. I think what they call power is when, you know, you can just send some program beings over there to kill some other program beings, or I say if you want to get rid of me, you just send somebody to do it. So that's what they love. They love their, you know. So the elite at the top, they love the idea of them. It's like a chess game, you know. Player start a war over here, start that, you know. Start over there, you know. And because there's not a lot of them, and there's a lot of oppressed people, they're reaching a point where they're thinking, listen man, it's only a few of us and there's a lot of these oppressed. If they ever realize the game, they might overthrow us and change the shit still. So it look like we'll have to have a war and kill them off. Yeah, they will think like that, you know, to trigger a war that will look at what is happening in the Ukraine. You know what I mean? Now that is a dangerous situation that is happening in the Ukraine. Yeah, but the Americans are busily blaming the Russians. You know, not saying the Russians are peaceful, you know, but it wasn't them who started anything in Ukraine. It was the American and all these other European, you know, that go there and help to overthrow the government. European and American. Imagine a woman from the American government leave all the way from America going to Kiev to give out cookies, and is making phone calls saying to people, oh fuck the Europeans, you know, I want Yatsenukin and so forth, and it end up that Yatsenuk is in. So you see, they was behind this. Them devils, like I tell you. Well, I know that they are devils, you know, because people seems to, like I say, trust in the American. The American are killers. They was killers from the day they land on the shores of America. They never stopped killing. They're not Americans. The European. Go and ask the native Indians over there and they'll tell you their terrifying story of what these murderers has done to them. And now, not only that, they've spread the murder. Because it's Mr. Knowledge, innit? You don't understand? Mr. Knowledge is a man that when knowledge walk away from wisdom, it must turn evil. It can't turn good anyway. Let's put it that way, you know. So that's what it did. It walked away from wisdom. So I hear them about America is a great. It's not a great country. It's a great evil. You see what I mean? When I say America is a great evil, you know, for you who is living in America, I'm not talking about you. You are part of the oppressed. You see what I mean? I'm talking about the shit still. We're power lies then, you know. Power don't lie with the people, is it? You are just been led over. But where power lies, those devils up there, oh, they're killers proper. They'll leave America. You know how many military bases your killers have around the world in most countries? And how many people have got military base on your what they call America? None. So why don't you ask yourself, why does our country, right, want to be spending so much millions and billions of pounds on arms to set up military camps, to bully them, of course, and kill them if they won't listen? What do you think? You don't think they're there to love them. They are there to force them to do what they want to do. Because that's what criminals and evil men do. They use force. They don't know nothing about wisdom. So you're not talking to anybody. You're talking to dark souls. You see what I mean? Don't forget, this is like they are living in a house that was built long ago. And they haven't changed it. They've added mansions onto it. You know what I mean? This evil has been handed down. You see what I mean? It's a system that has been running from I don't know when. You see what I mean? And they still, what they call initiating beings into this evil shit still. You know what I mean? Whether they must say them as skull and bone Illuminati, I don't know. But you just go there, well, put it this way, like I say, two roads in life. You either walk on the dark or you walk in with the light. Positive or the negative. You see me? The negative beings have decided that they want to control the earth and rule over it. You see what I mean? But the negative is blind. You see what? You can't control the earth. It would have been alright if this is where you live. But you don't live here. You are just passing through. You see what I mean? Don't be under the impression that you live here. That's what trick people. They think that they live on earth. You don't live on earth. You are passing through earth. You are here for a little while. Soon Mr. Death will make you know this. If you are at the White House, he'll come and take you out. You see me? You know that, make you know that you don't live here. So if you realize this, that you don't live here, or this is not your earth, then you wouldn't try and own it, would you? You would enjoy the things that are here, of course, because we're beings in it. But why try and possess what is not yours? Why try and conquer it and dominate it? You see me? But the man of knowledge now feel that he can conquer the laws of nature then and dominate and rule. You see what I mean? And declare to himself, say, oh, there is no God, man. Watch your brethren. It's a Big Bang theory, right? Once in a while, one long time ago, boop, you have a Big Bang, boop, and the Big Bang produce all the stars that you see in the sky, see me? And it produced the sun, which is 93 million miles away from the earth, and the moon, which is 250,000, and allow them to work in perfect coordination without either the sun or the moon ever 1 year running away or 1 day, you know. But there is no intelligence in that still, you know, because everything happened as according to the man of knowledge, just through as according to his scientists, you know. Some Big Bang one, you know. Yeah, some Big Bang theory my work on, you know, see me. But this theory, like I say, is like, say, just like I tell you, you come in the room, and when you come in this room, the lights are running here. You can see the computer, the hi-fi and everything. You can see what you are supposed to do. Just do it. But no, you want to now go on to investigate who wire up this light and when. But that is not your business. You see what I mean? So how the universe starts or when it starts is not your business still. But the man of knowledge think that it is. Because he's operating of ignorance. And when he cannot find out how it is and how it goes now, what am I going to do? Invent something and tell you, say, oh yeah man, a huge explosion go on, you know? Some, I don't know how much year ago it go on, million, you know? But that's gone to him, you know? A big explosion go on, and this now explain now how life come to be. You see what I mean? The big explosion somehow create all the birds, all the trees, all the water, all the insect. You know what I mean? the perfect atmosphere for life go on this planet. Everything. You see what I mean? All that is done by a big explosion, you know. As God to him. And he might get up all kind of data to find out what happened couple trillion years ago. As God to him. He's trying to figure that out. But he's not trying to figure out what is happening now, you know, within his own self, you know. You see how stupid men can be, you know. Imagine a man is devoted himself, you know, differently, you know. Say as an example, say he must study Egypt now. And the Egyptian then, as an example, who live, we don't know, a long time and dead, wrong rascal time. He born in this time now and make it his life study to study their life. Now when you are studying their life, don't you notice that you're neglecting your life because you won't have time to study yours, innit? And what you are doing here, the reason why you was born. You can't, because you spend your time I study Pluto, I study some who they tell you was a great philosopher, or maybe the son of God, Jesus, you know what I mean, or one of the great prophets. Yeah, you will spend your time reading about them, study about them, find out which part them walk and what them used to eat and drink. Yeah, but all that time you are neglecting yourself. So you can't make no progress. You see what I mean? Because you make the oppressor feed you with a load of bullshit about these greats who walk the earth and you know, tell you a lot of stories. And he's telling you all this story, like I say, so that you cannot find out your own story. You see what I mean? So you meet people who tell you about the life of Muhammad, you know, or I tell you about Selassie, or I tell you about Jesus or the Buddha. Beings that live long time ago, they don't know them anyway, but they might tell you a great thing about them. But if you ask them anything about themselves, no, say, well, you know, who are you then? They have no idea because they're lost in it, because their time is devoted to talk about somebody else or find out what they hear that somebody else did. You know what I mean? But they don't spend no time on themselves, you see what I mean? So there ain't no way of anyone making any progress on the spiritual road, and then, you know, as I'm saying, you're going to fall under the category, because you is not one of the elite then, of being oppressed by the ignorance of the elite. You see what I mean? And at the same time, striving in ignorance as well to reach the position where the elite is then, you know what I mean? So you will do anything for them because you're looking for a little reward. You know, like a dog do a little something and the master give him a little treat then, you know? This is how people are, hoping that, you know, do anything, hoping the queen might give them a little gang. You see me? Or somebody might give them a knighthood, or, you know, like I say, the freedom of cities, you know, or might invite them to a certain party. So some people will do literally anything. You see what I mean? To I call it climb up into the field of vanity still. You see, because that's all it is. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, the life, you know, the whole of life across the planet is run by the oppressors then. So the majority of people are oppressed. Not that they realize that they are oppressed, but that they are oppressed, you know what I mean? The same way how, like I say, these same tiny minority use money to deprive the people of the planet of what is rightfully theirs, or their share of what is rightfully theirs. Because you don't need money to, you know, there's no shortage of land because God provides land and sea. Enough land on earth. The earth is not overpopulated. They're saying it is the men of knowledge who are saying the earth is overpopulated because of their greedy and selfish and blind and ignorant way.